What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of DT Podcast. How is everybody doing today? Is this a comeback? I don't know. I don't want to be dramatic. I don't want to sound like I'm bigger than what I am because I know I'm as small as it gets. Ooh, that doesn't make me sound too good. In terms of podcasting, get your mind out of the gutter, motherfuckers. Guys, I think I still have shit to say. And if you guys will listen, I'm happy to talk. I was talking to my boy Burt Green recently, and I'm trying to do an episode on his podcast as a guest, first guest. And I was trying to figure out times as to when I could do it, get back on it. And yeah, I said before, I'm busy and this and that, and summer holidays and kids and home office and, the schedule of life and time not fitting in for things, especially with podcasting, which is a very minor kind of, it's not a need or requirement. But I look back on some old episodes and how much fun I had talking about shit. And I'm like, do you know what? I could talk about that again. And I could talk about, UFC stuff and gym stuff and being back in the gym and training and sparring the new kids and concerts and traveling for shows and old school drinking stories from old concerts and, waking up in a different country and not having your passport. That was a pretty funny story. And I'm like, I think I can still talk. I can still set up and get it done. When am I going to have time to do it? And I hate when someone says they don't have time to do something. And I'm guilty of that myself. And I'm like, there's always time if you really want to do something. Because if you look, maybe you're like me, maybe you're not, I don't know. Hopefully you're not. But if you look back on your life and you realize if you're a productive person and you realize what you were doing a year ago and how it compares to your schedule now, it's fascinating for me to look back on what I was doing a year ago to what I'm able to do now with my time. And I'm like, if I want to continue doing a podcast, just fucking set up and do a podcast. What are you, some sort of liberal bitch? Some left-wing pussy? Oh, I don't want to do it because it's not for free. I don't know, guys. I'm just seeing the world right now in a very different light, and I'm like, do a podcast, set up, record it, edit it on a different night, put it out on a different night, do one a week, be disciplined, be motivated, be fucking do all the shit you were telling people to do when you were a coach. You know, people are very quick to give advice, and it might be great advice, but people are also very reluctant to take their own advice. So I talked to Bert a couple of weeks ago or a week ago now, and I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to make time and be a guest on his show, but I'm also going to make time and do my own shit. And that's why I'm back tonight. And that's why I'm calling this episode The Comeback, like this big fucking dramatic thing. But no, it's not. It's something that I enjoy doing. It's something that people made fun of me for doing. And I'm like, hey, it's something I want to do. So fuck it. You know what I mean? I didn't purposefully set up the mic tonight because I don't think I'm going to do that unless it's a very important episode. But right now, Anna the Powerful Self is probably going to give me shit for the audio, and that's fine. But yeah, when you don't have a lot of time, you got to cut some corners. And the corners are, for me, very, very important. When you sacrifice the audio, you sacrifice 75% of the content. Right now, I got to sacrifice the audio, bro. So I'm just going to do it with this beautiful, cheap headphone microphone. And I'm going to try and do an episode one a week. If it's 10 minutes, 15, 20, an hour, who cares? If you guys want to hear me talk about something specific, let me know in the comments. Um, I just want to kick it back to the way I used to do it because that's what got me to the dance. I want to stay on topic and talk about fights. Beer, heavy metal, and fighting. They're my three go-tos. But yeah, I got some big concerts coming up. I want to talk about heavy metal concerts and concerts I've been to and share some stories with some guests who've been to concerts and talk about crazy nights out, stuff that I can put out, stuff that I won't be talking about, obviously, because I was young, dumb, and stupid before cell phones, before the iPhone, before fucking everyone had a camera. Um, yeah, lads, that's pretty much today's episode. The comeback. Don't call me the comeback kid because, you know, 40 and that's kind of weird. But yeah, man, I see Burt Green doing magical things with his new channel. I see, the always ever motivating Anna Powerful Self. I watch all the other big gun podcasts that remain consistent, but they make a lot of money doing it. I do it for free here. But I'm like, hey, if you want to do something and you just don't have the time for it, you're just lying to yourself. There's 24 hours in a day. I don't want to get too fucking motivational David Goggins here, but um, I sat the other night and I came up with a plan on how to get a few episodes out, and I think that's what I'm doing right now. So yeah, we call this one the comeback. And if you guys want to hear me talk about anything specific, if you want to hear me rant about the liberal pussies that are trying to dismantle right-wing politics and make everything sound extreme and violence and assassination attempts on presidents and stuff. I can easily squash those pieces of shit with facts. If you want to hear me talk about heavy metal, beer, concerts, if you want to hear me talk about general topics like fucking training, fighting, UFC, boxing, Jake Paul, Andrew Tate, all of the fucking topical shit that will hopefully get me some views, send me a DM, follow us on Instagram, put it in the comments, or if you're lucky enough to have my number and you're in the inner circle of me, which is a very small circle these days, let me know. Guys, thank you very much I'm very tired. I can see it in my own face as I watch the screen. But if you want to do something and you say you don't have the time, you're lying to yourself. And this is living proof. I'm exhausted and you still get an episode out. We'll talk to you soon, guys. Thank you very much for listening. We'll catch you on the next one. Rock and roll.